Hey, what's up, guys? It's Corey here with Dapper Dollars, and today we're going to go over how to get started on Redbubble and what to expect as a beginner. You ready? Let's get started. So, this channel is all about using the online income opportunity that we have through sites like Redbubble, Amazon, Etsy, and any other POD, print-on-demand platforms out there to invest in the stock market, real estate, and things like that to further your journey towards financial freedom. And that is also the journey that I'm on. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, like and subscribe, and let's get started. So, if you've seen the last video, you know that I am now on Redbubble, and I have expanded my portfolio from Amazon merch to Redbubble. And now I'm getting to learn all about this new customer base that's involved in Redbubble, what they like, what they don't like, how they find Redbubble shirts, what they're most interested in, and like if there's actually a message to why people search on Redbubble or why they go to Redbubble specifically. And we're going to go over all of that today. So, who is the Redbubble customer? Amazon merch, I've likened it to Walmart stores, and Amazon merch shoppers are a lot like Walmart store shoppers. They're looking for a cheap price. The design doesn't have to be that great. It just has to be something catchy, funny, and makes kind of a gag gift. But with Redbubble, you're looking at something more between a Target and a boutique customer. So someone who's looking for higher quality, impactful message, and is a little bit trendy. These people, most Redbubble shoppers, I feel like I'm going to get really tongue-tied saying Redbubble over and over. But anyway, Redbubble shoppers are normally in their 20s. They're looking for trendier stuff, and whenever it comes to type designs, from what I've seen, they're looking for more typography. They're not looking for just like text thrown up on a shirt that just says like something random. It has to be laid out in a way that the type that you're putting on the shirt speaks to the message that you're putting on there. It can't just be like put Helvetica on a shirt that says, got veggies or something for vegan shirts. It has to be laid out and done in a way with a specific font that is similar to what vegans are normally looking for. So if that makes any sense, I'll try to put an example up here in the video as well. But Redbubble shoppers are more of a trendy person. They're looking for stuff that is not fine art, but also not just, ridiculous Helvetica on a shirt. They're looking for things that are a bit more upscale and stuff that is eye-catching. And that is what most of the Redbubble people that I've found, at least people who are doing well, are doing. They're not just putting random text on a shirt and hoping it sells. They're doing a little bit more research, and they're getting to know the customer a little bit more, which if you know me and you've watched any of my videos, I love doing that. I love finding out how to speak to a customer in the best way possible to put a design out there that really inspires them and wants to make them buy it. So, in that area, you're looking at your Redbubble customer is in their 20s. They're looking for trendy stuff that has a message, and it's not just like nurses like to give shots or nurses like to do shots or something like that. They're looking for stuff that is movement focused. So think stuff like veganism or vegan activists. Think stuff like political stuff, like slogans that are changing the world, like hydrate or dehydrate. That's a common one between people who want to, I think, they're stopping global warming by stopping the use of water and unnecessary water and stuff like that. So think of people who are involved in these movements like Black Lives Matter and all of the other things. So think of stuff that is not just you specific or like mechanical engineer shirts or things like that, but think of global and economic and national movements that are related to our humanity and I'm trying to think of words like that, but like emotional ties to stuff like that, stuff that is actually impactful in our lives and not just random nurse shirts like on Amazon. So that's more of who the Redbubble customer is that I've found. And how people find Redbubble shirts. They are not like we get, I started on Amazon merch. If someone wanted a shirt on Amazon merch, they would go to Amazon and then they would buy it and search it. They would search it and then buy it on Amazon. However, with Redbubble shirts, they're going to go through Google more often than not to find Redbubble shirts. And I found this out because I knew that Redbubble had a partnership with Google, so I went to search on Google in the shopping area to see, how to find Redbubble shirts, how I should be doing my keyword research, and what phrases would bring up, like if I was shopping for a vegan activist shirt, who is going to pop up in the Google shopping results? Is it going to be Amazon? Is it going to be Etsy? Is it going to be Redbubble, TeePublic, Teespring, or all these different print-on-demand sources? Well, it really came down to Etsy and Redbubble that were the top people to show up in the search results, and even within the all results of Google. So Redbubble customers are mostly coming to Redbubble through things like Google, which is a great thing for you if you're getting started, is because now you know that you have utilization of Google, and this is a great place to do keyword research. They make doing keyword research very easy, very in-depth, and I'll do a video on that later. But so coming back to the overall topic, the Redbubble customer is coming to Redbubble most of the time, either directly to Redbubble or through Google. So your luck is really good as far as that, because a lot of people use Google. And so that's going to be a great thing for us. And how is the feel of Redbubble as opposed to Amazon merch and things like that? Now, the way I liken this is that you're somewhere between Etsy and merch. Again, Etsy is one of those places where you are designing a boutique, you're designing a shop cultivated for a specific customer. Etsy is a place where you go to make something very specific for a specific group of people, like moms in Alaska who like to crochet or something. Etsy has shops that are just very specific and very oriented towards those people. Amazon merch, you're kind of just like a faceless person who puts out hundreds of thousands of designs. You don't have any sort of niche that you're looking for. You don't have any specific design style. You could probably pay like 20 different artists and have all of their different styles within your Amazon merch store, and it wouldn't matter a bit. Now, with Redbubble, you're somewhere in the middle. I would likely not use different artists. I would likely design this yourself, or just find an artist who works very specifically. Like, they're not a jack of all trades who can just make a whole bunch of different feels. You want your Redbubble store to have a specific artistic feel, because that is what most people are going to Redbubble for. They're going to Redbubble for the art experience, and it's not just they're attached to your store because of a cause, and they're not just coming to your store because they happen to find a random shirt like on Amazon merch. Redbubble is that sweet spot in the middle where they know that they like your design so that they're able to follow you, but they also have a pseudo attachment to your artwork style and maybe the messages that you promote. So my store, I'm putting a lot of the Amazon merch designs out there that I've done that are specific to what Redbubble seems to have success with, like the successful shop. So with it's interesting because if I could just take my Amazon merch account and then put it into Redbubble, it would probably do pretty well, because I've been somewhat unintentionally segregated as far as what I designed for in Amazon merch. Because if you've been following this channel, you know that I specifically designed for awareness stuff, vegan stuff, stuff that is typically a movement, and awareness stuff like autism and things like that. So most of the designs that I have in merch right now are going to fit really well within the Redbubble store, because my Redbubble store is going to have the phrase art with a message or something like that, or art that speaks. And so since I'm the person who does all of my stuff for merch, I'm able to take all of those designs, put them into Redbubble, and everything looks pretty cohesive, and it works out really well because the art is laid out in a similar way. There's very similar fonts, so everyone knows, or everyone who comes to my Redbubble store is going to see that there is a specific artist who is doing all of this stuff, and it's not just random hodgepodge things. Because if you have random hodgepodge things on Redbubble, it just looks a little less trustworthy. But also, if you're trying to go the Etsy route where you're niching down into Alaskan moms who like to crochet, you're not going to get anybody, because very few people are actually going to search for that store. They're likely going to go to Etsy where they can actually, get that kind of stuff. So anyway, Redbubble customers and your Redbubble shop need to have a similar feel and design layout, if that makes sense. So when you're on and starting on Redbubble, you don't need to go after one specific niche. You don't need to be super broad. You need to be somewhere in the middle, because that's what's going to give you the best chance for success. Now, Redbubble does also give you the option to have collections within your store. So you can have, like with my store, once I get done uploading everything that I have on merch to Redbubble, I'm going to put that in a very specific collection, like awareness and advocates or something like that. And that's going to cover a lot of the breast cancer awareness, mental health awareness, autism awareness, and stuff like that, and vegan products and vegan activist stuff is going to fall into that collection. And then I'll have a different collection that I'll go after, maybe holiday design. So all of my holiday designs and trendy stuff that I'm going to do is going to fall under the holiday stuff. So Redbubble does give you the ability to have a very broad spectrum of art, but you can put it into these neat categories that allows customers to find stuff readily if you make it available to them. So I think that that is a very common tactic among the successful shops that I've seen, is they have specific collections for different things that are also broad. So awareness stuff can be anything from leukemia to breast cancer to mental health awareness and stuff like that. Holiday designs can be anything from Ramadan to Christmas and, Yom Kippur and things like that. And then you can have another one that's maybe home living and things like that. I don't know. You get the general idea. You're smart enough to catch on to this. So anyway, you shouldn't go into one niche. Keep yourself broad enough, but just make sure that the design style is the same throughout your store. And that is what I've learned so far on this Redbubble journey and getting started on Redbubble. So there are going to be a lot of videos that come after this. I'm going to break down how I do my keyword research. I'm going to break down how I've done research on other stores. And I'm going to maybe share the store once it starts picking up steam. I haven't gotten any sales since like the last week and a half or week since I made this video, but I have gotten sales in this Redbubble store because I've had it open for about 10 months and I've gotten 3 sales. And that's not really a whole lot to brag about, but it at least shows that I have the ability to make sales with this Redbubble store. So anyway, that's where I'm at with the Redbubble store on this Redbubble journey. I'm right now just transferring all my merch designs into Redbubble, and then I'll eventually start on creating brand new art for this Redbubble store, and I will keep you all in the loop. So anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Hope that 2020 ends very soon for all of us. And remember, someone is going to do something great every day, guys. Why not you? See ya.